On this video, I'll be recommending 3 Magick books for Christmas. Welcome back to my channel. I am YouTube's Danny Buckler. If you have not already, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a like, even though you've not yet seen the content. That's how confident I am you're going to enjoy this. On this particular video, 3 books that I'm going to recommend to you as Christmas gifts, either for someone that you love or for yourself. Let's not mince words. I bought them for me. What's the criteria for choosing these books? Well, 1, they had to have come out this year. 2, they have to have an immediate effect on your reality tunnel. They've got to have something of value in them. They all do. And 3, they're fun reads, these ones. They're light reads. They're fun. They're enjoyable. They're not heavy. They're not depressing. They're not dank. They're books that will give you joy just in the reading of them if you never apply one of the techniques or principles in your life. So come with me on this journey, because book number 1 is Reframe Your Brain by Scott Adams. I'll grant you, not technically a magic book, but you can do magic with it. It falls more into the self-help market, but it's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. And the moves within it will enhance your reality tunnel in seconds. Scott Adams is, of course, the creator of Dilbert, quite a figure of controversy on the internet as well, with his views around politics and his live streams. But he is also a very skilled hypnotist. And he speaks a lot about reality tunnels. He doesn't use that expression. He uses the expression reality filters, but it's the same shit. And ways to enhance yours, ways to reframe your experience to give you a better effect and then a better result from out there. Ways to reframe things so that they don't affect you so much. They're not as painful. And this book is, in my opinion, his best, his easiest to read, and his best and his most instantly applicable. All of his books are fantastic, but this one, right out the box, it's changing you from the first 2 paragraphs, and you're into it. I'll get it. I get what he's talking about, and I get how it works, and I'm going to do it. You can do it immediately as well. This is self-help on the fly. God, I hate that expression. Self-help. I'm very firmly with George Carlin. As soon as a book gets involved, that's not self-help, that's help. Carlin was a genius, Mushin. I wish he was still around writing books. Anyway, it goes into reframes for your health, reframes for your mental health, reframes for your business, reframes for how you interact with other people, ways of reframing their behaviour to give you more power in the situation. It's fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough. Scott Adams, Reframe Your Brain. Book number 2, my friends. Lion of Light, Robert Anton Wilson on Aleister Crowley. Now I can immediately hear a million laptops being slammed shut, like, Aleister Crowley, get this off my screen. He's that weirdo. He is a weirdo, Mushin, but he's my kind of weirdo. This is a book by Robert Anton Wilson that was, it's an unusual book, this. It's not a book that he wrote. It's a compilation of things. Long story short, the full story's in the book. Robert Anton Wilson wrote a manuscript about Aleister Crowley and his magic, and he sent it off to potentially be published, and it got lost. The full story's in the book. And then Cosmic Trigger came out, and then the Illuminati's trilogy, and Wilson was on his way. But this manuscript never resurfaced until last year. Someone's found it, and the Hilariatis Press are republishing all of Robert Anton Wilson's books as we speak. All of them are phenomenal. I'm such a massive Robert Anton Wilson fan. It is not funny. Possibly the biggest influence on me outside of the late, great Stephen Russell and a few others. But he's definitely up there. He's in the pantheon. He's in the 5 people that I think about the most, you know. And this book is that manuscript, this article he wrote on Aleister Crowley, a couple of other articles he wrote on Aleister Crowley, and then a few introductions and a few other articles by other people giving the book context and explaining some stuff. Now, if you've not read any Aleister Crowley, this is the place to start. It really is. It's a brilliant introduction to him, his way of thinking, his philosophy, his system of magic. If you're a little bit creeped out by Aleister Crowley, and let's not mince words, I was for the longest time. When I started my spiritual search, I'd see his books in bookshops and be a little bit weirded out. And I remember Stephen telling me, my late friend Stephen, we were in his house, and he had some of Frank's books. Frank was his best mate / mentor, who was long dead when I arrived. Oh, no, newly dead when I arrived. And we're going back a ways here. And he had some of Crowley's books, and Stephen always said, "Oh, those give me the creeps," and that stuck in my head that they gave him the creeps, gave me the creeps. I sort of caught that little virus. But then, with maturity, I read some Crowley myself, and there's nothing creepy there. He's a fascinating guy, and he had a system of magic that's well worth investigating if that's what you're into. And this is the best introduction I have ever seen to the man and his work. The best introduction to his magic is a book called Abrahadabra by Rodney Orpheus. And the only reason that's not getting more time in this video is it's about my Christmas picks. That's getting a video of its own. It's phenomenal. That's how to do it. But this book gives you an insight into Crowley the man. It gives you the highlights of his life story, which is riveting. I mean, there's a film waiting to be made there. How he developed his system, his travels through India, how he incorporated stuff like Sufism and Buddhism. It also gives you some of his methods, some very simple versions of his techniques for you. You can get going immediately. You can start doing Raja Yoga from this. You can start doing pranayama. You can start doing some invocations and other things. You can start getting acquainted with your holy guardian angel. That's well worth the effort. Or you can just read it as a book. It's massively entertaining just as a read. As is Reframe Your Brain with Scott Adams. These are books you can just read. You haven't got to get anything out of them. You will, but you don't have to. Just the reading is entertaining and joyful. That is Lion of Light, Robert Anton Wilson on Aleister Crowley. And if you twist my arm, I'll do some more Robert Anton Wilson videos and go into a bit more detail on stuff because he is absolutely fascinating. But before we get to the final book, Mushin, I'm telling you, the best gift you can give is incense. And there's no finer incense than that stick that we're currently enjoying from the Chakra Room's Ram's Bottom. When you hear Christmas bells, get the sexiest smells, the Chakra Rooms. And my final Christmas pick this year is Daydream Believer by Mitch Horowitz. And it was a toss-up. Because Mitch Horowitz is a publication machine. I mean, they're coming out at least one every couple of months is what it feels like. I don't mind it because I love reading him. He's written books about Neville Goddard. He's a New Thought guy and a magic guy. And also a true scholar of the occult. And his book, they're written very much with the mainstream in mind. They're written to be read. They're not dry academic tomes. He includes anecdotes and personal stuff in there. Very, very entertaining man to read. Daydream Believer is his final word on the idea of thought being causative. Is thought causative? Can thought affect reality? Can you change your life by changing your thinking? But like me, he's very pragmatic about it. There's no pie in the sky, weird quantum physics. There is a little bit of pie in the sky, quantum physics stuff in there. But it's also very practical. It's very applicable. He urges the reader to try it and see what happens. Don't be a mug and just believe it because he said it. Try it. Try these things. He gives you experiments, some of which I've done, which do make your life better. They do enhance your life. This stuff works, even if it's just on the level of the human nervous system. Being positive does have an effect on your demeanour, which has an effect on other people and how they respond to you. You can change your life via these methods, whether you buy into the whole, hey man, the universe is a quantum flux and we can affect it with our thoughts, or whether just on the level of, if I'm a nicer guy, people will be nicer to me. Whichever level you want to meet it at, it works. And this book is one of the best books on it, Daydream Believer. He talks about Neville in there. He talks about himself, other New Thought teachers, different things he's done, different things he's experienced. It's fantastic. It was a toss-up between that and Uncertain Places, which is a compilation of essays he's done, which I also recommend. But if I was giving one as a gift, this is how I made the decision. Daydream Believer, I bought a hard copy and gave it to somebody as a gift. I enjoyed it that much, and I believe that they would enjoy it that much. I bought it and passed it on to them. It's a great book. And again, very readable. Just as entertainment, it's very readable. Whether you buy into the stuff or not, it's a readable, fun, entertaining book as a gift for the hippie in your life. There's my 3 picks, my friends. All of them are great. All of them I've read. All of them I've loved. And I've got something out of all of them. You know, sometimes when you read a lot of books on these matters, you know, they all tend to repeat. The messages, it comes down to 3 or 4 basic messages, but they've all got their own take on it. And I've started now I read these things as literature as opposed to like, I'm desperate for answers. I'm reading them for the enjoyment of the words, for the enjoyment of the writer. I read Alan Watts for pure pleasure, you know. And you'll pick up stuff that way. You'll pick up a move here, an idea there, an approach here, a little tweak on a ritual there, whatever it is. You know, it's good for the brain. It keeps the ideas surfacing. And if you're a creative person, you live by your ideas. But with these books, all of them, I got a lot. All of those books, I got a lot. And the one I got the most out of was Reframe Your Brain by Scott Adams. That helped me process some feelings that I've been carrying for a few years. It really helped me get over them, past them, through them. So therefore, that book is invaluable to me. I loved it. And Lion of Light, I got a new understanding of Crowley. And I've read a lot of Crowley. I got a new understanding of him. I'm not a Thelemite. I'm not a member of any of the orders, any of that. I just like reading about magic. And this particular book is a very readable and very entertaining book on Crowley. So there you go. And Daydream Believer, again, a lot of stuff in that. A lot. So that's why I'm recommending these books to you. More videos coming. We're not done. But till next I see you, hope you're enjoying the Christmas season. And I'll catch you on the next video, which you'll know about if you hit that bell. Mushin, I propose a glass of mulled wine.